help us after the lecture. We get a recording of it. We play ourselves in the house, and then we try to make our own notes, because the rate at which you are going, it will be difficult for us to some of us to write notes. So that's why I'm asking if it's being recorded. Then after the class, it will be sent to us, and then we will take our time, go through it, and then make our own notes.
Okay, I get you. I think the book has been shared on your page.
Yes, it is. I
Some of
wanted
us
to,
don't have.
and then quick one. I wanted to find out, are we going to be giving hard copies, or is it just the soft copies that we are going to use?
So currently you have access to the soft copy currently,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
So with the soft copy, all what we are teaching is can be found in the soft copy. So actually, that's what I'm using here to teach you guys. So if you have the soft copy, it is good to use that one for this class.
Please, some of us don't have. So if they can pin it for us to.
It has been pinned in the
It's
group.
already in the group.
It has been pinned.
It's already in the group, so you can check it out.
I was not in the group, but I just joined this today.
So please, where are you now? Which region are you?
Let's
finish.
Western
Let's
region.
finish.
So you need
Eastern.
not to join this.
Please allow the set to talk when we finish, and then we see what we do.
Yeah. So let's finish the class and
sir, one more thing. Is it an hour class or 2 hour class?
It's a 2-hour class.
But on
It's
our
a-
timetable, it's an hour class.
yes,
It should be
yes,
an hour class.
yes. On the timetable, it's an hour class, but the time that has been allocated to us to teach this program is 2 hours. But on the timetable, it's an hour. It's a 1 credit hour course.
Hey, and we're not informed.
Because there was some challenge. So yesterday we were supposed to meet 9:30 to 10:30. It's actually an hour, but because there's some challenge, that's why the time has been set to 2 hours. So I'm sure as we proceed, solutions will be found for the problem. So for today, we'll be doing 2 hours, but I'll try and also work within 1 hour 30 minutes, depending on how we cope with the class. Emmanuel,
Sir,
yeah,
yes, please.
I'm listening. Your hands is up.
No, my house is not. Then it's not me.
Emmanuel Atanyako.
Okay, then
So are we good now?
Yes, please,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Go on. We are listening to you, please.
All right, so I'll try my best to also move at a lower pace since I'm going fast. I realize I'm going fast, so I'll do my best to also be on everyone's level so that we can work smoothly. Agreed, right?
Please stop
Yes,
raising your hands. Please let's allow sir to talk and stop raising your hands.
Okay, so basically, information literacy is a skills, as we all know the name of the course, information literacy skill. Information literacy is a skill. You being able to get information from the internet, getting the right source. Okay, I think Justice has shared the WhatsApp link. So those who are not on the platform, you can join. So as I was saying, basically information literacy is a skills. You being able to abreast yourself with information and using the information effectively and efficiently. It's a skill you need to learn. You don't just use information anyhow. You get it? So basically, this course is going to help us acquire the skill needed in gaining information and also using it. Please, whose microphone is on? Kindly mute your microphone. Famous. Good. So basically, at the end of this course, we are going to abreast ourselves with the skills, and we are going to learn how to be able to get information from any source and also use the information to satisfy or use the information to solve the problem that is before us effectively and what efficiently. Juliana, your hand is up.
Sir, please let's go on. I don't
Yeah,
know why
let's
they
go
are.
on. I think most of them don't know that they have raised their hands. So let's go on. So when there is question, when you are done, then we ask the questions because I think most of them did not know that
I
they have.
wanted to ask a question, but when I wanted to ask, someone said something, so I'd forgotten the question. But when I remember, I would ask.
Okay.
Okay, so if there's any question, kindly do what to note it down. When I'm done, then you come in what with your question. So, who is an information literate person? So we first of all made it clear in the definition that information literacy is actually what? A skill. So to be able to be called an information literacy literate person, you need to possess certain skill, you need to have certain skill that will help you to become that information literate person. So who is an information literate person? First of all, an information literate person determines the nature and extent of the information needed. The person must be able to identify this question. What is it I want to know? What kind of information do I need? How much information what do I need? So to be able to, first of all, to become information literate person, you need to know the reason why you are going in for a particular information. So if there is a problem, okay, there's a problem. Now, what do I want? But remember, you are trying to solve a problem. So what do you need to solve the problem? That is, they ask themselves, and here lies the case, almost all of us, one way or the other, normally do that. So I'll take everybody one, that we are all in the process of becoming an information literate person, because anytime there is a problem, we first of all ask ourselves, what do we need? And why should I go in for this? Is it going to solve the problem? When I go in for this solution, is it going to solve the problem? So in that case, to become an information literate person, you first of all need to determine the nature and the extent of the information needed by asking yourself, what is it I want to know? What kind of information do I need? How much information what do I need? Secondly, the information literate person assesses needed information effectively and efficiently. So the person must be able to identify these questions. What is the best way to gather this information? Am I using the best terms for this search? Which search system or other resources will get me this information? So to be able to fall within this category and to be able to acquire these skills, you first of all need to access the information effectively and efficiently. You don't just go online to search for anything. In your search, you need to be specific. You need to know what you want. So at the end of this course, you will come to realize that there are certain terms we use in searching for information online. There are certain ways and techniques we use in searching information online, and this will help you to get the right information for the right job. You don't just go online or just enter the library and search information anyhow. We have a particular way we deal with that. So at the end of this course, we'll be able to identify and know and equip ourselves with all these terms that is being used in the information literacy class. So thirdly, the information literate person evaluates information and its sources critically and incorporates selected information into his or her knowledge base and value system. So previously in the definition for information literacy by ARCL 2002, they made mention or they explain information literacy as being a skill to find. It's a skill set to find, retrieve, analyze. So to become an information literate person, anytime you get information, you need to analyze or evaluate the information critically to be able to know that if this information is indeed coming from the right source, is indeed coming from the right publication company. You need to do all this critical analysis before you carry on with the information and also work with that information. So to become an information literate person, anytime you get information or you come into contact or you have an access to information, you need to evaluate the information to know the right source of the information. So they do this by asking themselves, is this a credible source of information? Is there another interpretation or point of view? How does this new information change what I know? Do you get it? So by asking yourself this question, you get to analyze the information, you get to evaluate it and get the main or the core source of the information. 4, the information literate person understands many of the economic, legal, and social issues surrounding the use of information and accesses the user's information ethically and legally. So online or in the library, anytime you come into contact with a document or an information, you have to know that they are legal, there are legalities binding those information you come into contact with. You don't just use those information, or anytime you get to use the information, you need to acknowledge those who wrote the information, or else if they find out, it will be used against you, or you can be arrested for that. And this term is called plagiarism. Anytime you pick someone's work and after you are done using it, you don't reference the person or you don't acknowledge the person, it becomes an illegal matter in which you can be arrested for doing so. So every information literate person knows this, and to be able to know the legalities binding the work, you have to do your analysis very well, and also you need to ask yourself this question: can I make a copy of this material? Anytime you come into anytime you get an information from online or the library, which as class proceed, we'll get to know some types of library. When we say library, we have different types of library. So anytime you get information from the library and you want to make a copy, you need to let the main source or the owner of the material get to know that you want to make a copy, or else if you make a copy without his knowledge, he can arrest you or he can sue you for that. Secondly, they ask themselves, what are the issues surrounding censorship? So with issues surrounding censorship, you have to also know that not all information needs to what come out. So some informations are some information have been hidden from people. So anytime you come into contact with information or a work being given to you by someone, you have to also get to know if that work needs to go out of its boundaries or not. Other than that, if you do that without the person's knowledge or the person's consent, you can be held responsible for any damage or any problem that comes out. Are there policies about information gathering, use, or reproduction and dissemination? So you need to ask yourself all these questions before you carry on with the information you have. Justice, your hand is up.
Yes, sir. My question was on the plagiarism part.
Okay.
The permission, do you ask it from the publishing house or from the person himself or herself?
So anytime you get a research paper or a document with the plagiarism, It means trying to gain ownership of the work. So let's say, for instance, justice, you've written, I am going to school, or you've written a book on maybe information literacy, or you've written a book on any other subject, and someone comes to pick the book and tries to gain ownership or use that book to teach a particular group of people without acknowledging you or without referencing you as the main author of that book. Do you get it? So in that case, if that person does not acknowledge you or does not reference you as the main source of that book, it becomes what? Plagiarism, because that person is trying to gain ownership of that book. Although maybe it might not click in its knowledge, or it might not come to mind that he has not referenced you. Gift, you can't hear anything. I think it will be from your side. So if you don't reference the main source of that document, in one way or the other, you are trying to tell us that the work is from you and you are the author of that work. So if later we come to realize that no, the work you produced or you submitted to us is from a particular source, and because you didn't reference that source, it becomes plagiarism, and you can be held or you can be sued for doing that. It is against the laws of information literacy or against the laws of the state that anytime you get someone's work, you need to reference that person in the work. So anytime you buy a book, you will see this C with a circle, then maybe 2020 copyright. Do you get it? So any book you see, it's been written on copyright. My screen is not showing. Wow.
Oh, it is there.
Then
Us can
kindly.
see.
No, it's not showing.
Wow.
It's showing.
Some of us.
I
Nah,
think
but
it's showing.
is there?
Some of
Is
us
there?
can
It's
see.
showing.
It's showing now.
Sorry, some of us are not. It's
It's
not
not
showing. So if
showing
you are
on my
complaining,
side.
just accept it. Okay.
Are we all using a laptop or some are using smartphones?
Some are
We are
using
using smart.
smartphone,
We are using phone because some of us are at work.
iPhone.
So I think those who are using phones, they are the ones struggling to see, right?
Yeah, I
No,
think
no,
Yes,
we can
sir.
see.
can
We
see
can
it.
see.
Okay, then
Those
those who
that
can
are seeing,
maybe
those that
it might be
are
from
not
your
seeing.
network. It might be from your network, so kindly check, because there's no problem with mine here. And since others can see, then maybe it will be from your side. Justice, as your question be answered.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
All right. Benis, your hand is up. Okay. So let's quickly move to the advantages of being an information literate person. So information one of the advantages is that it helps students develop critical thinking skills, which hopefully leads to better research. So anytime you abreast yourself with this skill in your project work, in your dissertation, in your thesis work, it helps you analyze the work you are doing very critically for you to produce an excellent job. Please, let's kindly note it's a very key course in the university. You really need to pay attention because we just
Na yɛn bi koraa de dɛn na yɛn ya sɛ kasa mu gya no nkasa.
so this course is an important course. As you move on to your final year with your dissertation, you'll be applying this course. So let us kindly take notes and try our possible best to learn this course. So one of the importance is that it helps you develop a critical thinking skills. It helps you develop a critical thinking skills. I'm still repeating, this course is very important when you get to your final year. So let's do our very best to try and understand it. Okay, so 2, it enables students develop their skills, which when transferred to the workplace, make students more marketable. So anytime you abreast yourself with these skills, most companies now have the R&D departments, which is the research and the development department. So when you are able to abreast yourself with these skills, it helps you become very important in your workplace because you know how to do research when there's any problem in your company, or you know how to go about with information anytime you are being given one. So this course is very important both in the academic sector and also in the corporate world. So now the library as an institution. Information literacy, we now know that we are now working with information, and most information can be found in the library. So at first, or in the olden days, we had libraries in our communities, in our schools, and in our homes. But we were made to understand, or we all thought that the library was only for studies, right? We all thought the library was only for studies. But as we proceed in this course, we'll get to know that the library is used for many, many things beyond studying. So let us know the background when it comes to library. So the word library is from, or beliefs come from, liber, or liber, the Latin word for book. Do you get it? So the word library was taken from a Latin word, which is liber, which means book. However, library collections have almost always contained a variety of materials. So back then we were told, or we used to know, that at the library you can get access to only books, but that isn't the case. Library now has audiobooks, videos, movies, photographs, and all sorts of materials, both in the print form and also in audio form and video form. So contemporarily, libraries maintain collections that include not only printed materials such as manuscripts, books, newspaper and magazines, but also art reproductions such as films, audio, video recordings, maps, photography, and etc. So libraries do not only have access to only books. No, we have artworks, we have videos, we have films, we have all sorts of information at the library. It is not only restricted to books. So let's kindly take note of this. And also in the olden days, we realized that we had only buildings where library were, sorry. So in the olden days, we know that library was just a building where books and other written materials were kept. But now there have been new developments. There have been new ways that library has been placed in. So we now have the digital library, we have the hybrid library, and still we also have our traditional library still in session. So there have been new developments. As we proceed in the class, we'll get to know some types of library and also some categories of library. So all these here are self-explanatory. let's quickly get to the. At this point, is there any question? So, okay, famous.
When it comes to my question, when it comes to the information literacy, what are the issues surrounding censorship? I think I need some explanation on that one, please.
What are the issues surrounding censorship?
Yes.
Okay, can anyone
I
come in
think the
before I come?
explanation we gave about that one is what exactly he said was not all information needs to come out or something, and some information has been hidden from people. So if the work needs to go out of its boundary, I think the permission of that writer or author or whatever has to be sought out first. I think something like that. If I'm on the right track.
Any other? Any other submission from any other person? Please, a minute. Let me pick up a call. Very important call. Let me get back.
Is the class on or my side?
It's on. Say
It's
no
off.
cast
Then
off
he's to
picking
pick
for
up the phone.
yes, he said he's picking a call. We'll come.
I wanted to ask, have some of you get some of the hard copy from your study centers?
Not at all.
No, nothing like that.
But I hear that those from Riverview Center, I hear that they said they will give them book or whatever.
So far, nothing has been shared. Oh. Like nobody is saying anything. Oh. I didn't. Oh, Charlie. Yeah.
Oh, I remember during the
Those having face-to-face centers are running to online, and you are here talking about learning materials hard copy. Oh, God.
during the orientation,
Also, I don't really understand.
we
There are
were
two
told of
processes
the
ongoing at
soft
the same
copy.
time.
We were told of the soft copies during the orientation. Ours, as at now, is to make them into books. you can just make them into a pamphlet, or you can make it a book with like a binding cover or something.
And do you know how
So,
expensive that is? Hey,
so after paying school fees,
That
then
is
we
not
have to
on
go
me.
and
I'm
do
trying to help you. If you think
some
that's expensive, that's fine. I'm
that
just
is serious.
well,
So,
we are much aware that you can get it in a hard copy. We are aware.
Senior,
So please,
see,
I
paying
wanted to
4,000 is
ask you.
not an easy thing, no.
like, how
I
can we
wanted
pay
to ask
fees
some
and
of you. Are
we
you
are the
doing
I'm,
ones
face
to
to
make
face
our
or what?
money?
I'm back. I'm back. Let's kindly mute our microphone. Sorry for the delay too. So we were talking about the issues
So
surrounding
this
censorship.
year, information literacy here lectures. When how can you join? Hey,
There are two classes ongoing at the same time.
how can you join the two at the same time?
Which one is this and which one is that one?
Communicative skills is also going on.
So how can they place it at the same time?
That's the problem we are facing
Please,
right now.
please, let's concentrate on this one. You get me? Please.
What are you
Let's
saying?
con-
Let's concentrate. That one is equally important. What are you saying? People are putting out their
No.
grievances.
So
So I
if
think
if
we should
if if
concentrate.
you know now this that one is important to you, then you go and join that one. Then let's we that we are serious to
Oh no
concentrate
no no
on
no
this.
no,
Everyone is
Emmanuel,
serious. What
Emmanuel,
are you saying?
withdraw
Everyone
withdraw
is
withdraw
serious.
that withdraw what you said, Emmanuel.
Nah, we
Yeah,
don't
Please,
agree
Senior,
on
don't say
that.
that. Oh.
Content
Let
there's a
That they are all
please, our lecture.
equal on
analysis are clashing, and somebody is saying it
Let's
doesn't
calm
mean you have to
down.
say that one is important than the other. No, we are just having a problem
Let's
why
calm
the
down.
two are crashing. You are saying that
There
one
is
is
no crash anywhere. There
Okay,
is no
it's
crash
okay.
There's
anywhere.
no crash in any
There was a
there's
clear
no crash in
communication.
any
There is
Calm
nothing
place.
down.
like a crash anywhere.
There's
We
nothing like a crash in any
So
place.
let's calm down. It's okay.
communicated
Let's
this.
just drop it. We're
We
having a lecture for
communicated
Christ's
this since
sake.
yesterday. Since yesterday, we had group. Nobody made noise of a crash. Where from the crash? We've communicated this since this
Please,
afternoon.
why is it now there's
Please.
a crash?
Hello,
Last
hello,
Sunday we had yesterday we had class.
Okay.
There was
hello.
nothing like this.
Hey,
It's
do you know
okay.
that class? Hmm.
Sorry about that, sir.
Okay, let's continue. So hmm, I think after the class, then you try to find the solution to the problem you guys are facing. But now our time is we have less than an hour to go. So let's do our possible best. Let's all try and cooperate and get it done. After that, we'll find a solution for the problem. Are we cool?
Listen.
Yes, please, sir.
Right.
Let's
So
go.
there was a question someone asked that I showed what are the issues surrounding censorship. So as I initially said, there are certain information that are very sensitive, and before it goes out, you need to have the opinion of some authority before you can share those information. So as an information literate person, anytime you get access to such information, you need to, you know that some information are not well screened, they are not well validated. You get it? So it becomes, when anytime such information goes out, one way or the other, it destroys our work, or it has an effect on our work. So before you can be able to share those content, or before you can get access to those contents, you need to have the opinion or the consent of the source or the writer, because some informations are very sensitive, and when they are being released to the public, it will cause a problem. So anytime you are working with such information or research as an information literate person, you need to ask yourself all these questions: that when I bring this material out, is it going to cause harm? Is it going to affect people? Do you get it? So you try and also put some restrictions on such information. So that's it when we say what are the issues surrounding censorship. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. So we go to the general uses of library. So if I may ask, what comes to mind when you get to hear the library? What do we use the library for? We've all been to libraries before, right? We've all been to the library before. So what comes to mind when you hear the general? It's a general something, share our opinion, and let's let this class be very lovely. All right, Ayarega Francis, you can unmute yourself.
Library is a place where information is being found.
Wow. Okay. Any other person? I saw someone in the comment section. Box. I'm not seeing. It just popped up. Okay. Someone says for studies and research. Justice.
Yes, sir. Sir, it's a library is a collection of information, materials organized and made available for our use.
Okay. Yes. Any other? Ade, speak. Ade. I see Ade here. So after Ade, then say fast, you come in.
Please, sir, to educate people.
To educate people. Good. Good. Say fast.
We go to have it to obtain recreational materials.
Okay. Yeah, Cephas is being smart. Yeah. So good. Before down well. Yeah, so basically, the library is not only for studies. Do you get it? So Cephas was I was waiting for someone to just mention that we also go to the library to watch movies, play games, and do all sorts of recreational activities. And Cephas was very quick and smart to identify that in the book. Okay, so basically, the library is not only for academic work, as I said. As we proceed, we'll get to know libraries mainly for academic work and also libraries for certain kind of activities. So we've been told or we learned right from our primary days that we go to the library to study. We go to the library to study. We go to the library to study. Well, because the facilities available there was mainly for studies. That's why I think they made us understand it that way. But as we proceed, we'll get to know that the library is not only for keeping books, but well, for keeping act materials, for keeping films and all materials that will help developers. So let's quickly move on. So since we all have access to the book, let's kindly do what to read the general uses of library. It's very simple. So now let's look at the categories of libraries. So library has been divided into 3 categories, which is the traditional library, the hybrid library, and the digital library or electronic library. So back then we used to go to the library that was built in a building. We get to find access to certain books, storybooks, all sorts of information in a printed form. But as we journey in life, as new technologies are coming in, as the year go by, there are new ways or library has now developed. And now we have the digital library or the electronic library. Also, some libraries are they've now joined both the traditional library and the digital library, making it a hybrid one. So you can get access to both the printed and also the online form. Do you get it? Okay, so when we say traditional library, basically the traditional library is known to keep documents which are in printed form and also non-print materials. But these non-print materials, they have specific machines or appropriate machines that has been assigned to it to help us retrieve those non-printed materials. So in the traditional library, it is solely manual. There's nothing like computer. In the traditional library, I repeat, it is solely manual. Everything in there is done manually. If you want a book, when you go to the traditional library, you see the hard copy book. You not see the soft copy. When you want to read a daily graphic, you go to the library, you see the hard copy daily graphic. Do we get it? So the traditional one, everything that is being done in there is manual. Good. And note, in the traditional library, we have non-print materials as well. But these non-print materials, they have specific machines that has been assigned for us to go to get access to these non-print materials. Do we get it? We have certain materials or machines that has been assigned to get these non-print materials. But basically, the traditional library is known for manual works only. Manual. There's nothing like computer technology. Let's take notes. Good. So quickly, let's look at some of the advantages of traditional libraries. So one, stable collection. Stable collection. So with a stable collection, anytime you enter into a traditional library, you get to see that if the shelf, we have accounting books arranged on that particular shelf. If you go out and return, you still see those books there. The books are not moved from its station. They are all stable, or they are being kept at a particular position or a particular location. So anytime you want that book, you just go to that location, then you get it. Anytime you want a science book, you get to the library, you look for where all science books are being arranged. You just go to that side and just have your book. So we have it in a stable form. There's no movement of books in the library. Two, free and universal access to the collection. So any book you want in the library, anytime you get there, you can have access to all sorts of materials you want. Can be used without electricity. So this is what the olden days or the traditional library really helped, because now we are now in the digital world where we now use technologies which we need electricity to run them. But in the traditional library, there was nothing like that. So anytime either there is light or there's light out, anytime you get to the library and we want any material, we can just get into the shelves and locate the book we want. So if there's light or there's no light, you can still have access to your books. Documents can easily be photocopied. So as I said, in the definition for the traditional library, we have certain or appropriate machines that perform specific purpose in the library, such as the photocopier machine. So in the traditional library, you can get access to the photocopy machine, which will help you print your documents. And also, no computer expertise is required on the part of the library staff and users. Since in the traditional library, we don't use any form of computer technology, there's no need for us to hire a computer expertise. Do we get it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good, good. So there's no need for us to have what? A computer expertise in the library. So quickly, let's look at some of the disadvantages when it comes to a traditional library. So we have limited access to what? Materials. Limited access to materials, because the traditional library is being updated sometimes it's been updated. It's not often been updated with a traditional library. We don't often update them. So you can get, if there's a new update, maybe like today, there's a new update on a book or on a material. You can't go to the traditional library the following day and get that book. But with the digital library or with the electronic library, if they make the updates today and you go online, you can get the fresh or the latest updates. But with the traditional library, it will take some time for you to get access to it. So it is limited. Do you get it? Because we get to update our resources in the materials once in a while compared to the digital one. Centralized management of the resources. So these resources in the library are being managed by the director in the library. So unlike the digital one, you can just do everything by yourself without any assistance. You get it? But because this is a traditional library and we have a certain, or we have tables, chairs, and other shelves there, you need an assistant who will help you in what? Locating certain books. So centralized management of the resources. And if these people are not available, it will be difficult for you to get access to certain resources. Users are limited by physical location. So for instance, in UCC, let's say you are in the Upper East and you want to visit University of Cape Coast, UCC, our library here. Because you are the Upper East, it will be difficult for you to get access to that, to this library. So physical location becomes a barrier, or it becomes a barricade for us to get access to our documents or our resources. Unlike the digital one, you can just sit at the comfort of your home, then you just log in into the UCC online library, you get access to the book. But with the traditional one, you would have to pick car, which I think it will be very hectic and stressful. So it becomes an advantage. Two, I think I'm on the fourth one. Content of material are not directly linked with each other. Unlike the digital one, if you have access to this information, it will lead you to the source. But with the traditional one, it is not directly linked to it. You now have to find it yourself in the library. But with the digital one, anytime you get access to a document and you want to see other documents related to it, you can just press on a link and it will just lead you there. So as we go on, we'll get to know some things that will help us know how to link or find some links to other resources. So that will help us to find direct link to other resources. So 4, slow updates of collection, which I initially explained that it takes a while for the traditional library to update their collection in the library. So anytime you go to the traditional library, you will see archaic books there. And you sometimes ask yourself that, has this book not been updated? Why am I not seeing it here in the library? So that's it for the traditional library. Can anyone with the explanation for traditional library, can anyone come up with an explanation for the digital library?
Where's the mouse? Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, so
Julie,
the traditional.
Yes, sir. The digital library only exists. It's also known as the virtual libraries. It only exists online. They
Online.
provide ebooks, journals, and then databases.
Good. Yeah, Akute. So I said anytime you want to speak, kindly raise up your hand and let me call you. Other than that,
raise up my hand.
oh, I said if you want to speak, raise up your hand, let me call you. You muted yourself and you are saying you raise up your hand. Be careful, Mr. Man. All right, okay, let me hear you. Say fast.
Okay, sir. So the digital library, they are the libraries that we have access to them from online. We can visit them online. And can
We are
read
not hearing you.
everything on them with online with the use of our mobile phones or our laptop.
Good, 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 good.
Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So the digital one is an electronic device which we can use in accessing it online, whereby we can have access with it online, where we can go and search books on everything online. Example is Google or something like that. So with the digital one, it's stable, so we cannot go anywhere. We just go to the room and go and access the books. By this one, then we can go online and go and search for the books and have access to them. That's my understanding.
Okay.
Is it?
Okay, that's good. Any other? Let's take the last one and let's move on. We're down 1 hour. Let's. Felix.
Okay, so for the digital library, they are the organized knowledge or information which we can access them through online. Yeah, they have been digitalized, especially found on at online. They can be ebooks, articles, videos, and audios, and many more.
That's good. That's good. We've all done well. So that's it basically. With a digital library, you will need a digital device or an electronic device to get access to the digital library. So it's just the opposite of traditional library. It's just the opposite of traditional library. With the traditional library, we have the building. You have to walk into the building to get access to the book. But with the digital library, everything is online. You just need an electronic device and the internet to get access to the library materials. Do we get it? So in the University of Cape Coast here, we run um, both the hybrid, we run both the traditional and that of the digital. So one way or the other, we are also digital here. So you can get access to books. You can get access to books on the university sites. So some institutions that uses the digital library are in Ghana at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, University of Cape Coast, University of Education, Winneba, and also University of Ghana. So quickly with this, let's look at some advantages of the digital library. Okay, say fast.
With the digital library, getting access to information are very quick.
Okay. That's good. That's true. True. Very, very quick. That's true. Yes,
Hello,
Juliana.
Sir.
The digital library is available from any location.
Good. Good. Good.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm listening.
Sir, I want to ask, sir, what you are doing is also in form of digital library or what? Like we are watching you through online.
Yes, so we are watching it through it's digital, but it's not a library. Do you get it? It's not a digital library. Do you get it?
Yes, please, sir.
It's not a digital library. Although we are having a class, a meeting online, that doesn't make it a library. No. Any other? Available 247, no physical boundaries. Hey, will you write 247 in exams for us?
Information can be easily shared.
Good information can be easily shared. Information can be easily shared.
So
Wow,
again,
you
it
can be
says
Sandra.
I said information can be easily shared.
Good information can be easily shared. Mhm.
sir, please auto saves time.
Pardon?
It's
Information.
Okay, Rita.
Sir,
Yes, please,
Okay.
accessing digital information saves time and energy.
It takes time and energy. I
I don't
think this Rita,
Yes, sir. I said it say
let's mute.
accessing digital library saves time and energy.
Good. So it saves time and energy.
Okay, so and I think when there's any updates, it comes quickly. Like anytime there's updates, we
Good.
get it
Good.
easily.
Good. So we are all correct. We are all correct.
And please, can you say it's great job for the computer expertise?
Good. It also creates jobs for the computer expertise. And the other side, which will be the disadvantage, it will also make people
Sir,
who are not. Yeah, hello.
sir, please, can you also say it supports distance learning? The
Good.
advantages.
Yes, it supports because you can be at the comfort of your home and just log in into the online library and you get access to whatever you want if you were in the traditional library. So it's also so let's quickly go through. But all your submissions are good. And my people are very brilliant. Yes, kudos to you all. Mhm. So as we made mention of, access to information is what? It's very fast, which is very quick here. Information can be accessed anywhere at any time. Someone wrote 247. I'm sure you know repeat that in the examination, right? Okay, let's use the right thing for the right work. And also, no one made mention of collection can be delivered on CD. Okay, so someone said you can share info. That's good. Okay, so I think that one will also fall within this place. And also, with the, let me explain this side. I think this side will be a bit confusing. You see, anytime you go to the traditional library and you want to borrow a book, after borrowing the book, let's take the Britannica book for instance. Have we seen any Britannica book in any library before? These big books, the encyclopedia, those big references book. Can you carry them to your house? They are very big.
No, no,
Yes.
very big,
No, sir.
heavy, very big.
Very big. So you can't carry them to your house. So even if you can carry, you'll be very tired. Yes, we that we are not strong, we cannot carry them. So with the digital one, you just need a pen drive. You just need a storage system to just upload the document or the information on your device, and you can carry it along anywhere, any place you want to. Do you get it? So in that way, it becomes easy for you to deliver such information because it's the device in which it's on. It's not that heavy for you to feel stressful. It's very light, so you can carry it anywhere you want. And also, the digital library can provide access to content in different form. No one made mention of this because it's digital. Definitely, You get access to video
I did,
material.
but you didn't hear me.
Really?
Yes.
So good. Okay, so I'm repeating it. So with the digital one, it's easy for you. You get access to videos, learning videos. You get access to audios, which we have the ebooks, the audio books. You get access to graphics and
Graphic
a whole lot,
animation.
a whole lot of digital or soft copy materials. Information is more easily shared, which we made mention of earlier. So with this, what do we think are some of the advantages of the digital library?
Is it disadvantages or advantages? Because we've spoken about the advantages.
Yes, I was seeing if you're paying attention in the class. So
We got you.
yeah, you are here. Meaning some people are following. I know some people have joined the class and their phone are somewhere breathing. So those who are here, let's do our best to pay attention. Okay. So what are some of the disadvantages of the digital library?
So one disadvantage is that when internet connection is poor, it's very difficult to access. So.
Very, very difficult. In Ghana here, when you get some village and you are in there, I'm not sure you can be able to finish your research work.
It is more expensive to set up as compared to traditional.
Okay, it's expensive to set up. You have to buy computers. You have to buy internet each and every day.
Internet.
Yes.
Each and every day.
So it's expensive to set up. Yeah.
It's expensive to set up.
So can you say risk of digital privacy? Piracy,
Yes.
sorry.
So that's the lack of screening and validation of content. So there is a lot of should I say unauthorized information in there. So it will be very, very difficult for us to also make things very private. Do you get it? So because if someone hacks your system, the person can just put anything there and it will really worry. So there's a barrier there. So that's good. That's good.
So it cannot be used when there is no electricity.
Good. It cannot be used when there's no electricity. But with the traditional one, obvious.
Yeah.
Can you also say
what is the work
access?
Let's take our time one after the other, because I see many hands up here, and after they are done talking, still their hands are up. So I don't know if their phones.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, please, can we say it declines the writer's job?
Come again.
Like
job
decline in the sense that when the digital people have the access to the electronic ones, they don't like when they update the manual ones. People rather don't
So I think she's saying loss of jobs for the publishers.
Good. Yeah, I get it. I understand.
I was where you're coming from.
Yeah. She's trying to let us understand that when the use of computers comes in, people who are not equipped or people who are in the library and they don't know how best to use these resources, they get to lose their job. Do you get it? And we all know that whilst some digital or technologies has been introduced, even in our workplace, some people have lost their jobs. So,
sir, please, I want to say something.
Okay.
Sir, please, some of us you raise our hands, but you will not call us, and those who raise up their hands, they will unmute their mic and start talking. I think it distracts, and then the answers to the questions, I think 3, 4 is enough, then I think listening to you is more vital than we giving out many answers, and then it is eating to the time too.
This is a class where we are trying to make each and everyone get the understanding. So we want the class to be what? Interactive. That's why I try to take your opinion or your ideas. If I'm the only one going through, just as I started, I realized I was going too fast and someone prompted me that I was going fast. So I wanted you guys to be on the same level, try to understand what we are teaching. Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it will be better for us to understand the work than we rushing through and no one gets to understand it. And also with the raising up of hand, I said some people when they are done speaking, still their hands are up. And I don't know if the hand that is up is to answer the current question or they've placed their phone somewhere and their phone is just joining the class for them. And that's why I wasn't like calling those people because Felix, for you like this, your hands has been up, so you just removed the icon or the emoji hand from there. So thank you for prompting me on that. So anytime you want to answer a question, kindly raise up your hand. If you are not called, don't unmute your microphone. Hope I'm clear.
Yes, sir.
So as I said, if you are not called, don't unmute your microphone. You just unmute your microphone whilst I didn't call you. Good. Okay, so let's quickly look at the hybrid library. So the hybrid library is the combination of both the traditional library and that of what? The digital library. So with the hybrid library, everything you see in the traditional library can be seen in the hybrid library. In everything you have access to with the digital library, you can also have access to it in the hybrid library. So it's a combination of both the traditional and what? The digital or the electronic library. So as we all know that in the electronic library, we get access to softwares, we get access to, soft copies, we get access to video materials, audio materials. We also get access to printed hard copy materials. All right. So quickly, the advantages. Please, whose microphone is on? Oh. So quickly, the advantage of hybrid libraries, you can pick that of the traditional library and that of the what? The digital library, and you merge them. So in exams, if you are asked, give some advantage of the hybrid library, you can pick maybe 2 from the traditional library and also another 2 from the digital library, and you are good to go. So as the disadvantages. So let's take note. It's just a combination of both the traditional and that of what? The digital. Is there any question up to this point?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, famous.
Oh, I want to say there's no question from my side.
Okay, good. Famous, you're a good student. You're a good student. You listen to instructions. Okay, so now we are about treating another interesting part, and I also like you to give your submissions because this part is very, very interesting. We used to know that library is only we just have one library and where we read books, like we get access to books materials. But here we are going to look and we are going to be taught that there are different types of libraries. Maybe you've walked into a library, but you didn't know which library you were in. Catherine, your hand is up. Catherine, unmute yourself, Catherine.
I want to ask whether if the advantages of hybrid libraries, are you going to add both the traditional and the digital together and write? That's the
So,
question I want to.
so you pick, maybe if you are being asked to mention 5 advantages of the hybrid library, you are going to pick, depends on what you want. You can pick 2 from the traditional library and write it, and pick another 3 from the digital library, or you pick 3 from the hybrid library, the traditional library, and maybe 2 from the digital library. So you just combine both. That's it. Are
Okay,
you
thank
clear?
you. I'm clear with that. Thank you.
I don't mean me with the digital library, for instance, it is quick. Then you go and pick, maybe you have been asked to mention 5. Then you write first one. Digital library is quick, and traditional library is this. Do you get it? Don't do it that way, please. You
Okay,
just
you just digital too, or digital theory and then traditional too.
good.
Okay,
You will not. Yes, that's it. So please, let's take notes. Okay,
okay,
Sandra,
thank
Johannes.
Yeah, with the type of library, I
Mhm.
want the academic library.
You want to explain the academic library?
Yeah, it's the type of library that's found in schools and universities and
Ye-
colleges.
Yes,
They
we
help
are
in
now.
teaching and learning.
Sandra, we are now heading towards this. So let me try and do you get it? Let me come in. That's good. Yes, Emmanuel, we are starting it, so don't worry. I'll take you guys through. Okay, so libraries. First of all, the one we just treated, which is the traditional library, hybrid library, and the digital library, they are the categories of library. They are the categories of library. But under the categories, we also have, beyond the categories, we also have the types of library. So these types of library can also be grouped under the what? The category. So quickly we'll run through the types of library. So at the end of this session, you also need to state the categorically what the different libraries are. State the services provided by the various libraries, and also state the different function of the libraries, and explain when to use each of the library and why. All right. First, we have the public library. Let me put on my charger. My laptop is going off. All right, it's the public library. So the public library is also known as the poor man's library or the people's library. This libraries back then in our communities, those who were in, I think, the urban communities, right? Yes, some communities had libraries in the community just to help the people or serve the needs of the community people. So with this public library, it's a library that is being set up within our community. Do you get it? For the community members to have access to information. So this library, both children, adults, in any way, in any form, in any capacity, can have access to the library. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Yes,
We
please,
can hear
sir.
you.
Yes, please.
All right, then Chi, kindly check your network. It's not mine here, please. So with the public library, that was the library we used to experience back then in our community, where the library is open for mason, it's open for the trader, it's open for students, it's open for the assemblyman, it's open for anyone in the community because it's a public what library, and it's open for everyone. Everyone can just go into the library. It tries to satisfy the needs of the people, so they have a lot of different subjects, materials in the library. So anything you can think of, you can just go to the library and search for or have your information on that. So that's it for the public library. So note, it's also known as what? The poor man's library. So the public libraries strive to keep their collection and services open to all members of the community, regardless of age, citizenship, occupation, economic status, educational level, ethnicity, or background. So it's open for everyone. It's also known as what? The poor man's library, or the people's library, or the people's what? University. Good. Let us look at some of the. So with all this, we are almost hitting 9 o'clock. So let's read this. It's self-explanatory, and let's do what to abreast ourselves with this information. So quickly, let's look at some of the services that is being run in the public what library. So large public libraries employ professional reference librarians who assist users in finding information. Some public libraries also maintain staff at their reference desks who provide brief answers to specific what question. So with the public library, because it's being provided to serve a huge number of people or different people coming from different area of study and also different field, we have a librarian who, a professional one, of course, who will help them or assist them in finding their information. Imagine you having an uneducated person walking into the library, but yes, so that person needs an information. You have a professional reference librarian there who will assist that person to get the information he or she needs. And also we have a reference desk who provide, so anytime you get, as companies do, anytime you go to maybe a hotel, we have a receptionist at the entrance or a reception desk there. That's the same way at the library. Anytime you go to the library, the public library to be specific, there's a reference desk there where you can approach the person seated there, ask him, he or she, any question you want to, and he will give you an answer. One other service which has become very popular of late is the service to the youth. Most public libraries feature children section where children can go and borrow or read This really encourages children to get involved in the reading culture advocated by educationists. So back then, anytime we close from school, those with the community library, you can just go in there and get a book for yourself to read as a student, or sometimes to borrow those storybooks to your house. And when you borrow them too, we all know that they give us a particular time. We will have to bring the book back, or we'll have to return the book. So these are some of the services being run at the public library. Yes, Emmanuel Akwite.
Say, please, I wanted to ask that. So, what about the traditional library? So, they are not having any professional sitting there who can access or help us to get the books there. So, whenever we visit the library, are we going to get someone to help us access the books, or we are just going there alone with ourselves to go and search for the books?
Remember, the traditional library is classified as a category. So we have categories of library and we have types of library.
Okay, then.
So with the categories, there are only three. That is the traditional, the digital, and the what? Hybrid. These are the only three categories of libraries we have. And to your question, because I'm sure you are having a misunderstanding between the types and the category. What we are treating now is the type. So with the type, you can have the type being under the category. So the public library can also form under the traditional library, where you get access to books manually. Do you get it? So with the traditional library too, it's a category, it's not a type, it's a category. So the services being run under the types of library, you will see those services in the categories of library. You will see those services. So please don't confuse yourself with the types and the category. Note, there are only three categories of library. There are only three categories of library. That is the traditional library, the digital library or electronic library, and the hybrid library. Only three. Okay, please, are you clear with that?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you go?
Famous.
Sir, please, I want to ask if you can also accept that the categories can be also called the classification of libraries, if that one is also correct.
Okay, but not to confuse ourselves, let's stay with the category so that each and everyone gets to understand it that way. Do you get it? Because with this point, it's a bit confusing. If some people will list the categories under the types, do you get it? So let us not confuse ourselves. Let's stay with the categories. But that's a good submission. Alice.
Okay, sir, please, I want to ask that the traditional library being an example of the public library, when people are given the books to go home and go and learn, wouldn't be a disadvantage to the library, because not all people will return the book. So can you add it to the disadvantages of the traditional library?
That's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. So you can add it, because if you want maybe a storybook and someone has come to borrow it, you would have to wait. Do you get it? So it becomes an advantage. Maybe you need it urgently, but because it's not available there, you would have to wait. So yes. So depending on your explanation, so let's do what to note that. But that's a good submission. Sandra Tarsi. Sandra, are you in class? Or your hand is just up?
Yeah, yes, I'm here.
So
So I wanted to ask about the categories.
okay.
Is it based on how the information are stored? Or
Uh-huh. Good,
yeah, that's what I mean.
good. So basically that's it. It depends, it's basically on how the informations are being stored. So with the traditional one, informations are being stored physically. You get it? You have access to the hard copy. But with the online one or the digital library, everything is in what? Soft copy. Do you get it? So basically how information is being stored. And with the hybrid one, it combines both the hybrid and the it combines both the hybrid and that of the traditional. Felix. So Sandra, are you cool with that?
Yes, sir, I'm cool.
All right. Felix,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay, sir. Looking at the library, let's say if like private own, if I set some library as mine community for that library, you go there before you can get access to the information that you need to pay something little. Can we consider it to be part of the public library or what?
Okay, so let's read something here to answer your question. So let's read something here. You read it yourself and to answer the question we are asking.
I said, like, for instance, I
He
set
said, let us read. So listen.
a library in my community, but for that library, before you can get access to the materials or the information you need to pay something small, but it's being built in my community. Can I consider such a library to be a public library?
Okay, and I'm saying let us read something here and it will answer your question. You follow?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so under the public library, this library is provided for wholly or partly from public funds. The idea is to give people of limited financial means the opportunity to educate themselves at no cost to gain knowledge and skills required to achieve upward mobility in society. Felix, can you see what I've highlighted?
Yes, please.
Okay, so is your question answered?
But please, we have some public libraries, though it's public, but before you can get access to some materials, you need to pay something small.
Definitely, if you are going to
No,
have
it's not public. If
you
that
are going
one
to
is
print,
the fact that it's not public.
if you are going to print, are you talking of a bookshop? Because with the libraries, if you are going to, let's say, for instance, you are going to print a document or something, you need to give them something to give.
Yeah,
print.
but sir, please, we have some libraries. When you get to sharing, for instance, we have some libraries there, though it's public, but those personnel over there, they do take something small.
No, they are not supposed to.
Oh, so they do. If you want in Takrady, they do. Like it's like a registration fee. You register and then you take the book. You take the book, I think, for a month or so. Then you return it. So when you come again, you pay, you take it, you return it. Anytime you want your book, you pay.
So
Yeah.
then it's not supposed to be that way, because with the public
Yeah,
library,
sure.
its aim is to help the people of the community. That's why one of the names given to it is called the poor man's library. So because it's the poor man's library, it's the library for the people, and everything in there needs to be free. So you don't have to pay anything to get access to information. Do you get it? So if they are doing that in there, then it's not a public library. because the aim of the public library is to what? Educate the people of the community at no cost. Do we get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So let us quickly move to some services at the library. So Rejoice, I can see your hand up. Give me
Yes,
a
please.
second. Let's read this just in the next 1 minute, and I'll ask you a question
Okay, sir.
from this point. Okay. So Rejoice, you'll be the first person to answer the question. So I'm
Okay, sir.
leaving you guys for the next 1 to 2 minutes, and I'll take your submission.
Okay.
Oh, please, in the class on, I can't hear anything. No.
This one, he said he's giving us 2 minutes or so for us to read what is on the screen. We'll come back with a question.
Yes, Joyce. What are some of the services being run at the public library? Rejoice. Yes, rejoice rather. Okay. Rejoice is not speaking. Felix, your answer's up. Let's finish with the types of library then. We continue another time. It's almost 9 o'clock.
Okay, so we have some personals employed in the libraries who assist children to get access to learning material. You see, some children, they are very stubborn to the extent that if you give them the chance, they can use pencils to make learning materials dirty. So these people are employed to ensure that the learning materials are kept safe and children get access to such information that they need.
Good, that's good. That's good. Any other? Okay, so let's quickly look at the organization of the public library. The organization of the public library. So we all know that every institution or every organization, they have a structure in which they operate in, where we have the top management, the middle management or the tactical management, and we have the bottom line or the downwards management. So that's the same way the library is an organization, or how things are being organized in the library. They have the superior and it follows with other subordinates. So in the public library, we have the people we call the board of trustees. We have the people we call the board of trustees. So they are like the council of members. Sorry. So we have the board of trustees. They see to it that the library is being run in the appropriate way. So anytime there's an update, so we have the board of trustees followed by the director, then the staff. So the staff reports to the director, and the director reports to the board of trustees. So the board of trustees, they make policies for the library. So after they make the policy, then they give it to the director, and the director now disperses them to the staff. So to be able to see how this public library is being organized, you would have to know this system or this process. And if there's any challenge in the library, the staff reports the challenge to the director, and the director makes it clear to the board of trustees. But sometimes the director also face some challenges. Maybe if there's a problem in the library and it's being reported to the director, the board of trustees, they are the one who decide if the problem will be solved or will not be solved. So the director can make a submission to the board of trustees, and they will decide either to take that offer into consideration or they will reject that offer or proposal being made by the director. So let's move on to the second library as part of the types of library. That's the academic library. So we all know the academic library, its main purpose or its central role is for academic work. So anything academic, being it doing research for your thesis work, your dissertation, for your manuscript, assignments, all things related to academic, you can get it at the university library or the academic library. So this is what we usually have in the tertiary libraries. So these libraries are for the tertiary schools and also for, yes, the tertiary institution, being it the nursing, the polytechnic, the university, the colleges, and all tertiary institutions. Note, the academic library or the university library is for tertiary institutions. Note, the academic library is set up for tertiary institutions, because I don't want you to have it in mind that then back then in your primary school, the library you had there is an academic library. No, it isn't an academic library, because the academic library is set up for tertiary institutions only. As we move on, we'll get to know that we have the primary school library and we have that of the junior high school library. Do we get it?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Please.
So what do you think? Any question? Okay. So now, Felix. Felix.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, please, I'm here. Sir, looking at the public library, we have some service personnel being employed. So I want to ask who pay them?
So it's a public library and it's being set up by the government. It's something public. So definitely the government gets to pay these people. And also the board of trustees, they are the ones who get to see the day-to-day affairs. Sorry, the director see to it that the day-to-day affairs of the library is being run in a good way. So being a public library, the government gets to what? To pay them. So it's like a community something being done by the government. Do you get it? To help develop the people of the community. So the government gets to pay this public, their staffs. Yes, the staffs of the library. Are we clear?
Yes, please.
Okay. So yes, as you've asked, let me ask you, what do you think will be some of the functions of the academic library? Let's be quick here. So you just mentioned one, we go. Since we all have access to the material, let's do what to read as well. Yes, these are very explanatory. Okay, and can any can.
So academic libraries, because it's set up for the it's an university library, can be used for researches in case you want to research or find any information or history or something. It can help you, sir.
Good, that's good. Any other submission? I see Emmanuel's hand up. After Emmanuel, Julian, you speak and we'll move on. Emmanuel. Okay, Julian. Let me hear you.
It can also be used for research in academic.
So academic library, the features, some of the features are information literacy and guidance. That's train students and staff on how to search, evaluate, and then use information effectively.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so basically that's it for the functions of academic library. And let's also look at, so let me touch on some few points. Okay, good. It can also help students with past question. That's good. That's great. So all these are some of the functions of the academic library. And the large research, we know that research is very key when it comes to the university. So the academic library also helps us in this research. And note, large research universities often have separate libraries within individual academic departments. Let's note this, large research universities. So just as the University of Cape Coast here, when you move to other departments or other colleges, they have their own libraries. So anytime you come to the academic setting or the university, although we have the main library, that is, when you come to UCC, we have the Sam Jonah Library. So that becomes the main library of the university, which is an academic university. Under it, we have several libraries from different colleges and different schools on campus. So under the academic library, the School of Business has its own library. The College of Humanities and Allied Sciences, they have their own library. When you go to the School of Pharmacy, they also have what? Their own library. So all departments under the school or all departments under certain colleges have their own library. And these libraries can also be termed as what? Academic library. Let's take note of this. All right. So we have some services that is being run in the academic library. Julian, any question?
Can you please say that the academic library, some of the features, the functions, is it supports the curriculum? That is, it ensures that the materials are aligned with the courses and programs offered by the institution.
Come again.
I was asking if some the function.
Please kindly mute yourself. Kindly mute yourself if you are not answering a question.
I wanted to find out that with the functions
Julian,
of
hold
the okay.
Dennis, kindly mute your microphone. You are distracting the class.
Okay.
All right, Julian. Sorry,
Yeah, please.
Julian.
I was asking, with the functions, can you say that it supports the curriculum? That is, it ensures that the materials in the library are aligned with courses and programs offered by the institution.
Sure. Okay. Basically, that's why it was being grouped. So when you go to the School of Pharmacy, all their materials there is what in connection with the program they are reading. Do we get it? So that's good. That's good. Quickly, let's look at. So let's read the services being run at the. Let's read the services being run at the academic library. Our time is up. Let's quickly go through. Please mute your microphones. Mute your microphones if you are not called upon to answer a question. So let's look at the special library. Julian was making a submission here where she said, does it mean those departments, the books or the materials in there is solely for the departments? Yes, it's solely for those departments. Now let's also look at the special library. So the special libraries are libraries that has been set up for specific group of people. So, for example, I'm highlighting this example. When you go to the law firm, for example, a law firm may maintain its own library for legal documents for use by its lawyers and staff, while a hospital may operate a library of materials in the health sciences to serve its doctors and nurses. You get it? So this form of library is basically for a specific group of people. That's the same way when you go to Amos, your microphone is on.
Sir, please, my microphone is on.
Your microphone is off and you are speaking and I can hear you clearly. Wow. Okay, let me continue. So as I was saying, with a special library, let's take the agric business, for instance, maybe you operate a food and beverage company, and fortunately for you and your company, you have a library. Definitely, all the books in the library must be geared towards the food and beverage thing you are doing. You can't bring a book from a book for anatomy to your food and beverage what's the name, library. You can't bring a law book or something related to law into your library. Do you get it? So all those libraries or the special library are library geared toward a specific group of people or a specific kind of organization. Please, are we clear?
Yes, please.
Yes, please, sir.
So, in addition to performing the same functions of other libraries, special libraries evaluate, package, and present information to users in ways designed to increase productivity and add to the efficiency of their parent organization. Do we get it? So when you come to the school, as we have different departments having their own libraries. We also have the main library, which is the parents' library. So all activities that is being held in the smaller libraries are in to help the main library work effectively and efficiently. So when we say special library, basically special library, a library or information center maintained by an individual, corporation, association, government, agency, or any other group. So you can have your own library in your house, which you have your books and certain documents in a particular area you want it to be on. So in that case, it becomes a special library mainly for you. Do you get it? So at our homes, we can have our library with documents related to things we find interest in. Do you get it? Okay. So let's now look at another definition of a special library. So okay, let's look at some definitions. All right. So a special library branch of a public library serving a particular interest group or occupation, for example, the music section of the University of Cape Coast Library. So do you get it? All these libraries are for specific group of people. Specific, let us know, special. Library is for specific. Okay. Let's look at the last one, then we move on to the primary school library. So it may therefore be said that a library, okay, not this, it offers a specialized and usually personalized service. It offers a specialized and usually personalized service. So now the primary library, note, initially we were looking at the academic library, where we said that the academic library or the university library is set up for tertiary institutions only, tertiary institutions. So we have the primary school library, which is basically for the primary schools. So this library, they help students with their assignments, they help students with their reading skills, they help students in the primary school, basically with their assignments and things related to the academics. So that's it for the primary school library. So let us read this and we'll get it's very simple. It's very simple. Primary school libraries play a central role in early childhood education by offering young children some of their earliest encounter with books and other resources. Do you get it? So in this same library too, we have materials such as storybooks, coloring books, and audio visual materials. So this library is basically for children. Do we get it? Let's quickly move to the junior high school libraries. So the junior high school libraries will be also for what? The students. So in the primary school, we have the pupils, and in the junior high school, we have the students. So the students have the junior high school students, those who have interest in gaining information and developing ideas. This is what the junior high school library is mainly centered on. So it's basically for the junior high school students. And we have the senior high. Yeah, I know it's past 9. That's why I'm being quick with you. Okay, I know it's past time. I can see. Senior high school libraries. So basically for the senior high school. So let's do well to go through all this and read it. It's very simple and understandable. Let's quickly look at the National Library, then we'll be done with it. So the National Library, it is basically a library. Emmanuel, okay, Emmanuel, what's your question? Then let us finish with the National Library. Emmanuel, kindly talk. Time is fast spent. 14 minutes past time.
Sir, about the primary library now, can you put it under hybrid library? The category.
Yes, yes. So all the types, we should try and understand all the types and try to put them under the categories. Do you get it?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So the National Library is a library that is being geared towards things of the nation or of the country. Do you get it? A minute. So the National Library is basically for the nation. So things or documents related to the nation can be found under the National Library. And in Ghana here, our National Library, or what is acting as the National Library, is the George Padmon Memorial Library. It's the George Padmon Memorial Library. So that's it for the National Library. And the National Library play a major role when it comes to the library, running of the library. So let's do well to read the function. Our time is up and some people have started complaining. So this is a reading assignment. The National Library, let's try and read on the National Library. Next week when we meet, I'll ask questions on that. Thank you all for joining this class. Thank you for staying through.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we'll meet